Hi, good evening. Here it is, Wednesday already. Boy, we're just scooting right through this year too, huh? Hey, listen, I'm going to put my Patriot hat on tonight. I've been seeing a lot of these sheriffs and police chiefs standing up and requesting that the people in their counties, the residents of their counties, to arm themselves, and that's all great. I'm all for that. I'm always armed myself, and I just think it's important just to, if for no other reason, to just exercise our constitutional right. If you don't carry a gun for any other reason, it's like, I do these videos in part to try to help educate people, but it's also an exercise of my right of free speech. And when you don't exercise your rights, eventually you'll lose them. And we're seeing that not just here, but in other places around the world where my goodness, they've taken the guns of even from like the Australians and the Canadians and just places where I never thought that they would give up guns so easily, and yet they have. And I'm real thankful that so far in America we're doing just the opposite. We're buying guns by the boatload, which is great. Let me get back to my topic here, though. These sheriffs, going out to the people and saying, arm yourselves. And I think that's great. But I have a problem because they add to the Constitution. And, I don't add to the Bible. I don't take away from the Bible. And I don't add or take away from the Constitution. And what these sheriffs are doing, they're saying, listen, get your permit, which is nowhere in the Constitution. The right of the people to bear arms shall not be infringed. Demanding that a person pay for a permit is an infringement on that right. Look up the word in the dictionary. I'm tired of doing homework for people. Go look it up yourself. Demanding that people attend a class, that's an infringement. Demanding that people get a background check, that is an infringement. It's something that hampers or causes a delay or could even negate someone from purchasing a firearm, which the Constitution does not allow. It doesn't afford. But I'm going to take this one step further. Because, they say, well, if you're legal to carry, well, here we go again. Who is not allowed to carry? If you are an American citizen, you are under the Constitution. And I don't care if you've committed a felony or not. If you've committed a felony and you've served your time, then you're still covered by you do not lose your constitutional rights just because you're a convicted felon. And so how do these people come up? And listen, if they feel that you're that dangerous that you shouldn't have a gun, then why aren't you still incarcerated? Why aren't you still in prison? Why are we releasing dangerous people from prison to begin with then? Because the fact of the matter is this: if these people want to get a gun, they're not going to go to the local gun shop, go through a background check to get a gun, because they know they're going to fail. I mean, the only people that are getting background checks are people who know that they'll pass a background check. I mean, how is this? You know what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen? Follow the dollar. It's all about money. Same thing with your concealed carry license. It's all about money. It's revenue. It's income. And it allows the government to track who has what, which violates your Fourth Amendment, ladies and gentlemen. You have the right to be secure in your person, papers, and property. So at the end of the day, and I don't know why, I've got Sheriff Chris Blair here in Marion County, Florida, and I'm really blasting him with this one question. Actually, two. Who's legal to carry, according to the strict definition of the Second Amendment? And what about open carry? The right to bear arms shall not be infringed, which means I can carry what I want, where I want, how I want, when I want. Because saying I can't carry here, I can't carry there, I can't carry this, carry that, or carry this way or that way, infringes on my right. Do you people not see this? You've got to read the words for what they say and what they are. And I've asked this question of people before. What other rights are you willing to relinquish? If you're willing to allow the government to set some type of guidelines for the Second Amendment, well, what about if they want to set guidelines for the First Amendment and say, well, you've got the right of free speech, but you have to purchase a free speech permit, and then you can only use that permit in certain places at certain times under certain conditions. See, we wouldn't put up with that for the First Amendment and the right of free speech. Why would we even begin to contemplate doing that with the Second Amendment, which is the one amendment that protects the other 9 Bill of Rights? It's because of our right to bear arms that we maintain a free state. Because as long as the people are at least as well armed as the government, okay? The government, it's a standoff. When the government becomes more well armed than the people, then we're going to have problems. And I'm encouraged by all the gun sales in November and December. A lot of other sales were down. I mean, retail sales were down, but gun sales were up. And that tells me that there are people that are waking up.
There's a bunch of black streaks on every fucking bottle.
That's my CB right there. But here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, and I really want people to get educated on this. All right? People really need to get educated on this. The Dick Act of 1902 makes it very clear that there are 3 different types of militia. And there is the military, there's the organized militia, and there's the unorganized militia. And everyone who is an American citizen is a member of the unorganized militia. And therefore, you do have the right, according to the Dick Act of 1902, to carry a gun. And to carry it however you want, wherever you want, whenever you want, whatever type of gun you want to carry. And you need to read the Federalist Papers number 46. The Federalist Papers number 46 absolutely blows the government out of the water when it comes to what type of weapons we're allowed to have. Because in the Federalist Paper number 46, it's very clear that the people are allowed to have the same type of weapons that the government has. It's right there in black and white, ladies and gentlemen. It's right there in black and white. Look, you don't have to believe me. I'm giving you the resources. Go read it for yourselves. Get off your lazy asses and go check this stuff out for yourselves. You know, turn off the TV for 10 minutes and go read something. I'm just amazed and appalled that people are so lazy and so willing to just give the government all this authority, and that's the only way they get authority, is if we give it to them. You know, if we could get enough people to stand up, we could take this nation back, take our rights back, you know, kick these corporate sponsors out, kick these lobbyists out, get the communists out of here, get the Muslims out of here, and take America back. All right, well, I'm done with this. People are either going to, listen, you're going to do one of two things, man. You're either going to learn and make a stand, or you're going to be a puppet, or eventually a slave, or just to wind up in an internment camp or something like that. And you don't have to believe me. I don't care. I couldn't care less whether you believe me. History proves it. Time and time again. If you don't think our government won't turn on its own people, then you need to go study China and Russia and all the other communist nations out there, because that's what they've done. I just can't believe we live in a nation that's so used to be so great, and now it's just full of stupid people. All right, I'm done with this. Have a good night.